And I apologize. That was my mistake. I meant to put the 4:30 in the upper corner. Yeah.
It is 4 o'clock, and I call the Solid Waste Management Authority, City of Crescent City, Dunn County of Del Norte, State of California is now meeting in regular session. All those items that are indicate a specific time will be heard at the assigned time. All items will be taken out of sequence to accommodate, may be taken out of sequence to accommodate public and staff availability. Please call the meeting to order and roll call, please.
Commissioner Tompkins?
Here.
Commissioner Wright?
Here.
Commissioner Tinkler?
Here.
Commissioner Short?
I'm here.
Chair Wilson?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic, one nation, under God. At this time, we will welcome public comment. Any member of the public may address the Solid Waste Management Authority on any matter on or off the agenda. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes to make their comment. Do we have any public comment at this time? Seeing none, hearing none, we will go into closed session and return afterwards.
nice to you. You for 2 marks.
Got them all recorded.
It is 4:30, and we will call the regular session of the Solid Waste Management back into order. We open it up first for public comment. Any member of the public wishes to address the Solid Waste Management Authority on any matter on or off the agenda. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to make a comment. Is there any public comment on items on the agenda? Hearing and seeing none. That'll bring us to item number 2, consent agenda. We want to approve the amendment to the regular session of Tuesday the 16th and approve a claim 10223 to the Del Norte Tribal Lands Committee Food Council for invoice number 1007 in the amount of $5,199.80. Can I have a motion?
I will make that motion. We approve consent.
Second.
Any public comment on the consent agenda? Seeing none, hearing none. Take the vote.
Commissioner Tompkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Tinkler,
Yes.
Commissioner Short,
Yes.
Chair Wilson.
Chair, yes. Directors' reports, please.
Thank you, Chair Wilson. So during the last month, we didn't have any days where we were closed. We did have the Household Hazardous Waste Collection event on September 27th. We had a few over between 180 and 190 vehicles. Sea Cruise was October 3rd and 4th, and we supported that event with an authority allocated bin pull. And the task force, the solid waste task force, had another community meeting focusing on composting just yesterday here. Continuing on, we are in ongoing negotiations and discussions with Hambro WSG regarding how to address repair and replacement of equipment that was initially associated with the construction of the transfer station. I anticipate we'll bring forth a transfer station operations change order at the next meeting addressing those issues. On the 23rd of September, the scales at the Del Norte County Transfer Station were recertified as part of an annual process. I'd like to thank Assistant Director Seymour for arranging and overseeing this recertification, which she's done many times. And it does depend upon a little delicate dance because we need to have a technician come in from Shasta. We need to have weights and measures folks that are often coordinated through Humboldt. So it's a bit of a dance to get that done every year, but it is important to make sure that our scales are operating correctly. Looking at other items, item 6.1, we'll be talking about a change order with Recology. Item 7.1, we'll be looking at appointing a new public member to replace Mr. Tompkins, who has resigned, but sure appreciate his attendance today. Agenda item 7.2 is an extension of a continuation of the agreement with Harshwall and Company to do our external audit. And item 7.3 is a contract with Blue Strike Environmental as part of a subcontract under our OWR4 grant with Cal Recycle. Essentially, they will be working with the Environmental Services Joint Powers Authority to develop a software tool to look at the greenhouse gas impacts of different program options we're considering as part of that community planning process. Agenda item 7.4 is a contract with the Rene Log Group to have a legal counsel services for this agency as Attorney Bob Black has stepped back from that position. And then finally, attached to this director's report are a number of compliance documents that we regularly keep on top of, which include the non-exposure certification with respect to stormwater management at the transfer station, Form 303, which summarizes all of the hazardous waste management activities at the transfer station, 2 letters regarding advocacy regarding the SB 54 regulations, and an acknowledgement that the capacity planning report to Cal Recycle was submitted on time and is complete. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board?
Okay.
Let me do a little cleanup here. Was there anything to report out of closed session?
There was no reportable action out of closed session.
Thank you. Just wanted to get that on the record.
Yes, thank you so much for asking. So continuing on with the financial reports,
Yes.
we've got the accounts receivable aging summary, and that's always good for a quick glance to make sure that anything over 90 days has been turned over to collections or placed on hold, and you'll see that's the case. Thanks to good services by Kathy Brewer, who's our office manager, and she is doing extra hard work these days because the whole transition to the ERP system has essentially significantly increased her workloads and her challenges of trying to just pay the bills. So just want to acknowledge her extra efforts. Regarding claims approved to director and the treasurer, you can see that our largest expenses once again go to Hambro WSGs for the good services they provide at the Del Norte County Transfer Station. And we also made some additional payments to Hambro WSG because the last 2 months we unfortunately used the old rate system, so we need to make an adjustment. So those are those 2 additional payments. But that is as it should be. We did double check our numbers to make sure that we were paying the right amount, but we did underpay the road. We've now fixed that. Moving on to the totals on item 3.4, that's our monthly totals. And just quickly glancing through there at the last page, item 3.5, you can see that at this point in time, 3 months into the fiscal year, for our authority service fees, we're 51,000 ahead of budget, and for our franchise fees, we're 9,381 ahead of budget. So at this point in time, 3 months through the 12-month fiscal year, we're 60,542 ahead of budget. So in general, things look pretty good. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Okay. Our next item is on the collections franchise, and this is staff are now recommending the adoption of Collections Change Order 25. This is affirming that some of the materials that have not been separated for recovery for some time are going to be officially dropped from our list, and we will be working with Recology regarding the update of those outreach materials. But essentially, these materials have not, for instance, on this list, we have number 3 and number 6, which were already removed from the recycling list some time ago. But as long as we're mopping up these documents, they're included here. But the real change is really clarifying that number 4 and number 7 are no longer acceptable as recyclable materials. The general rule we were using was tubs, jars, bottles, and jugs that are made of plastic. And then if it's not any of those things, then you'd be looking at the number. But we are trying to clarify that instruction, and we will have further changes associated with SB 54. But we're acknowledging within the context of this change order that those are negotiations yet to be had. Furthermore, also staff wanted to make sure that in this change order, we established a communications understanding so that if in future Recology starts becoming aware that there are challenges in marketing any of the materials on our recyclables list, that we start those discussions in a timely manner and that we start those discussions early so that we can make those changes quickly as for instance, these changes were a long time overdue. So we're trying to mop that up. So staff recommend approval of Collections Change Order 25, and Mr. Perry is welcome to make any comments if he has.
Any comments? Questions?
I just have a comment. It almost seems as if it would be easier to list what we do allow now than what we don't. It seems like 1, 2, and 5 plastics, corrugated cardboard, just off the top of my head, and aluminum. It seems like that would be on the list of things you can throw into recycling. I don't know. I'm thinking about marketing and how we would
Right,
tell the
this is just
public
in-
of.
This is in the change order, which just isn't really going to be,
Sure.
out there on any educational materials. But
Yeah.
you're correct. We're not going to actually put the resin codes on the new materials.
Oh,
We're just
okay.
going to put the descriptions of what's acceptable and the
Oh,
pictures And when those come to Mr. Ward and Kira for approval, they're going to be, a lot easier. There's going to be less words, more pictures, and it's just going to be, because the list of the no's can get really big.
Yeah.
And then, so it's just going to be really clear. And that's what we're doing company-wide. It's just a big change as far as our previous stickers. If you could spend 15 minutes looking at what's not allowed, so now that's going to be completely different.
Right.
Yeah, you say
That's
number
great to
7 to
hear.
me, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly. So that's
Uh,
why
no,
we're just going to put
yeah,
the
and that's
pictures,
Yeah, that's where I'm
make
at.
it simple.
Yeah,
And
yeah. What you're saying is great to hear.
Extremely
Good,
simple.
good.
So I do have one quick question, and it just
Sure.
pops in my head. So what's gonna happen to our waste stream now? Is that gonna change? Is it gonna get bigger?
I can jump on that.
Yeah,
So
it's-
the big change actually happened last round when styrofoam, because styrofoam's a big volume material, even though it doesn't weigh very much, it can take up a lot of space. And so if that material, as it did, moved from recycling into disposal, I'm grateful that Recology basically said, yeah, we understand. If you have a bunch of styrofoam, give us a call. We will collect it. It's not going to cost you anything extra because that was recycling. These additional materials, number 4 and number 7, are not big volume changes. And so we don't anticipate large changes that are anywhere near to the changes we've already made.
And all the educational efforts for years have already been saying that these aren't acceptable. That just the big change is the numbers. The numbers were on there, but the verbiage coming from us and being presented from the waste zero specialist, and it already said those weren't acceptable. So that's what we've been training people on for a long time. We still get them, just as we get lots of things that are unacceptable, but so that's the big change.
Well, if I could, with this new small batch of educational materials, we may see an increase of non-contaminated recyclable materials. So
We always hope.
I would hope that would decrease our waste stream, because right now we have a lot of contaminated recyclables, which are just 100% going into garbage.
Correct.
So hopefully we can make a good impact there.
We always hope. Anything else?
Well, I had a question. When you just mentioned that Recology said, hey, if you have a large amount of styrofoam, did you mean you as the public? Like if I
Customer,
had
yes.
a lot? Okay. Because I'm thinking we're coming on Christmas. I personally will unfriend anyone who sends me a box that's full of styrofoam pieces, but then they do. And yeah, what do I do? I'm serious actually about, like Christmas is the time you start getting a lot of these boxes in the mail. And so people will have these stupid peanuts and want to know what they're supposed to do with them.
Anytime anyone has a question about what's the best thing to do with a material, you're always welcome to give us a call at 465-1100. We'd be happy to walk you through that.
Yeah.
For the styrofoam peanuts, I believe it's still the case that the mailroom will take those if they're clean and then reuse them. And but we will investigate all of those. But the short of it is that if you're a Recology customer and you have a lot of styrofoam, give them a call. That might work out. And if you have a lot of any material and you're wondering what's the best thing to do with it, give us a call and we'll try to help you out. Yeah, well, that's what we were just discussing, and we are looking for approval.
We still need, yeah. Motion.
I will move to approve the collections change order 25, enacting changes to the list of recycled materials in the franchise agreement and processing subcontract.
I can second that.
Any public comment on 6.1? Seeing none, please pull the vote.
Commissioner Tompkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Commissioner Tinkler?
Yes.
Commissioner Short?
Yes.
Chair Wilson?
Yes. Brings us down to 7.1, public member appointment.
I'm very grateful that Mr. Eli Naffa submitted his application to be appointed as a public member, as his was the only application that we received. And he is the only, I think, maybe the second or third public member who's willing to reapply for the position. He did hold the public member position from 2016 to 2019, and his resume is attached. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today. He's actually on a flight and in the air at this point, so he wasn't here for an interview. But I said that I would be happy to let you all know. He previously served honorably, and I think he is a reasonable appointment. If the board prefers, we could defer this until a time that he might be available, but at this point, I don't see any reason to hesitate. I would recommend that he be appointed as the public commissioner for a 2-year term.
I'm aware of Mr. Naffa's service and would move that we appoint him as the public member.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any public comment onto the nomination of Matthews as and acceptance of Mr. Matthews' appointment? Hearing none, seeing none, bring it back to the vote.
Commissioner Tompkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Tinkler,
Yes.
Commissioner Short,
And again, thank you for your service, Mr. Tompkins. But yes, I will vote yes.
Chair Wilson.
Yes, as chair, I will vote yes. I appreciate Mr. Tompkins' long service to this board and for my small period of time sitting on this thing. It's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you so much. Okay, that brings. Yeah, yes, please.
Mr.
Whenever
Naffa is
Mr.
definitely not here to replace you.
Whenever Mr. Naffa doesn't show up, you have to come back.
That'll bring us to 7.2, discussion of possible action regarding letter of engagement with Harshal and Company LLP to complete the audit and authority of the fiscal year 2024-2025 for the amount not to exceed $15,460.
Staff recommend approval on this letter of engagement. Essentially, we use the same external auditor as the county uses because they're looking over similar files. This is slightly more money than we paid last year, but it is within budget, so shouldn't be an issue. Staff recommend approval.
Any comment? Question? Then I welcome a motion. Just nobody all jump in at once. Mr. Motion.
I will move we approve the letter of engagement with Harshwall and Company.
Do I have a second? He's nodding yes.
I'll second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Please, is there any public comment as to this? Seeing none. Hearing none. Please pull the vote, please.
Commissioner Tompkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Tinkler,
Yes.
Commissioner Short,
Yes.
Chair Wilson.
Yes. 7.3, discussion of possible approval of an agreement between Blue Strike Environmental to prepare software tool for comparative analysis of greenhouse gas impacts associated with the different organics management programs as part of the larger project overseen by Rural County Representative of California Environmental Services Joint Powers Authority for the amount not to exceed $15,000, including the payment to ESJPA for that oversight. So it's like a lot of.
Yeah, sorry about all those words. Initially, we had budgeted $15,000 for this task. And as we were starting to draw up the contract, it became pretty clear this is, I think, kind of a cool effort of the rural counties ESJPA. Essentially, we're taking 4 different counties that each had different grants with CalRecycle. And we're saying, hey, we're being asked to analyze all of these programs to try to reduce greenhouse gases, but are they really going to have that impact? Shouldn't we have some sort of analysis that indicates that these things we're trying to choose to achieve this objective would actually have a chance of achieving that objective? So the $15,000 that we're contributing to this project would not be enough to develop this software tool. But by partnering with 3 other rural counties, pooling our resources, it is enough. And so we're happy to do that. But at the same time, there needs to be some central player to identify, all right, this amount charged to this county is okay. This amount charged to this county is okay. Because there are going to be, you're developing a software tool, you're doing beta testing. So you're taking the data from one community and you're putting it in the software tool. So there may be 1 month where one county has a lot of a charge and the other county doesn't have much of a charge. Well, so there needs to be somebody in the middle of that. And it's not appropriate that, for instance, we oversee the payments to Tama County, for example. So that's the right role for the ESJPA, but we're still capping this overall task at $15,000, though I'm not sure exactly how much is going to Blue Strike and how much is going to the ESJPA, but I can confidently say the amount of this contract will not be more than $15,000. So in that context, staff recommended.
Well, as long as we can keep these NGOs going, damn it, let's just do it, huh? Someone's got to make a lot of money, and it's not us.
So Ted,
Yes.
is there other counties jumping in here? Are they all, so should we make this approval contingent on other county
No.
participation? 'Cause
And the reason being that all of these other counties, these 3 other counties, have written it into their grant proposals, or they've signed on with the ESJPA to participate in this project. So they're each going to be donating to this larger pool.
Donating.
Well, not, they're contributing so that we're able to all benefit from this software tool.
I'm sorry, you probably mentioned it in the first round and I missed it. You just said 3 counties, so is there only 3 counties
So that 4.
as part of the ESGPA?
No, there are over 20 counties as part of the ESJPA, but not all of them got a grant from CalRecycle to do this. And not all of those that got a grant from CalRecycle wanted to add this task to their scope of work. We and 3 other counties did so. And I think it's a good partnership with the ESJPA, showing that we can pool our resources and do things more than we would be able to do individually.
Okay, I understand. I was thinking that other counties opted out, but that's not the case. Other counties don't have
Other
this
counties opted
situation.
in, essentially.
So thank you for that. But still, we are potentially committing to throwing in our $15,000. What if the other 3 counties say no?
We've already gone through that process. They've all said yes.
Oh, the other 3 counties are all on board.
But
So-
they haven't, this is the contracting process, so this is the official, until we adopt this,
Oh.
we haven't officially said yes, but just like the other counties, we've said yes up to this.
So they
Does that make
haven't,
sense?
no, they
Okay.
have not officially said yes? Or we're,
Until this agreement gets approved, right, by
Yeah.
this board,
uh-huh.
we haven't said yes.
We haven't bought on yet.
Well, true.
Even
Yeah,
though
I
we've
understand
worked
that.
with
Yes,
the
but
ESJPA, we've tried to develop this, we've worked with Blue Strike to get it to this point, but until you say yes, we haven't said yes. And so the other counties are in a similar position in that they've also said yes up until this point, but they also have not yet signed an agreement.
so I guess where my question lies is we all vote potentially to give Blue Strike Environmental $15,000 and the other 3 entities say, no. Where's our $15,000 go?
And that is the role of the ESJPA, basically saying, no, you don't get to bill Del Norte Solid Waste Management Authority for their $15,000 until you actually do the work. You have to
Okay.
do the work. So you have to have somebody saying, yes, they've done this work on behalf of that entity. And so that's the role.
So this money would actually be going to ESGPA for the contracted service of Blue.
It will be
Blue
coming,
Strike.
we will get the bill from Blue Strike Environmental. We would pay that bill, well, I'm sorry, the bill before it comes to us would go to the ESJPA for pre-approval.
Oh.
Once it gets pre-approved by the ESJPA, we'd be authorized to pay that, and then we would pay Blue Strike
Okay.
Environmental directly out of that grant.
Okay, thank you. I personally, because of my experience, I have a lot more trust in the ESJPA and our CRC, and not so much with Blue Strike Environmental, who I have no experience with. So I just wanted to make that crystal clear. So thank you.
I think those are good questions.
So eventually, will we get to the point where we will know how much carbon credit we get, and Delaware County can charge it off to San Francisco, which will have to pay us for the excess?
We will have numbers.
And then we will be rich and they will be poor.
I don't know about the last part.
How
but-
much are they paying? How much are they paying? We got some logging.
Because we're
going on.
scrubbing the heck out of their filth
We
right
got
now.
some
So,
carbon credits going on.
so I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, you need a motion. I'll make a motion. We approve an agreement with Blue Strike Environmental for the preparation of a software tool.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. Motion and second. Is there a public comment on Blue Strike's carbon scrubbing, our costs for our waste removal? Hearing none, seeing none. Let us take a vote.
Commissioner Tompkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Tinkler,
Yes.
Commissioner Short,
Yes.
Chair Wilson.
Yes, these NGOs are going broke. We don't help them.
It's a bit of sarcasm.
It's been a week. Okay, that brings us down to 7.4, discussion on possible approval of professional services agreement with the Renee Group as legal counsel services at a monthly retainer of $2,400 per month.
So this is the best staff could come up with after a 4-month search of looking at potential legal counsels. And unfortunately, none of the potential legal counsels were anywhere close, meaning geographically close. The cost will increase significantly. We're looking at a minimum of about $2,400 per month. And I wanted to make it clear within this agreement exactly what it would cost to have them show up in the room whenever we needed that, because I think
That's
that
okay, it's a lot more expensive.
it is a lot more expensive, but it's an important option for the board to be able to consider, and it's important that we can say, well, we need them at that meeting.
And there
we
may
know
be
how much.
occasions, yes.
Right. So bottom line is that our current budget for legal counsel was about $10,000 a year. At this rate for the full year, we can expect a little over 30 grand of legal expenses. So the legal expenses are definitely going to increase, and our immediate coverage is going to be at a little bit more arm's length. So we're going to have regular phone calls and things like that with our legal counsel, and they may occasionally be here, but essentially we will be paying for those services quite a bit. I anticipate we will have to add $12,000 to the legal services budget line before the end of the year. But that's just for this year, and then next year we would budget the full amount. But at this point, I don't have a better option, and staff recommend approval of the agreement with the Renee Law Group.
Any comment or questions from the board? This has been an ongoing issue with the stepping back of Attorney Bob Black and the outreach on trying to find somebody. And the process, unfortunately, at the front end is just going to be one of spending some dollars to get the attorney services currently being contracted with up to speed. And that front end time, unfortunately, is usually engaging. And is going to cost some because they have to get into our weeds, so to speak, and that is not a quick and easy thing. They also have to understand our history and what current litigation is being done and what litigation had been done, both with personnel as well as with outside activities. So it is going to be, you're going to see your expenses at the front end be much higher, at least for a little while their firm catches up. And it's a larger firm. It's not just Bob Black Esquire.
That's correct. They have multiple offices, and I believe what you say is absolutely correct. On the positive side, the Renee Public Law Group does focus on public agents. And so public agencies are kind of their own special beast in terms of the law. And so I appreciate working with the legal group that has that as a focus area.
It needs to be. Yeah, you can't just bring in a regular general practitioner. It's not going to work. So I will entertain a motion. Mr. Motion.
I want to keep Bob Black. That's my motion. But outside of that, I guess I'll make a motion to approve the services agreement with the Renee Group?
Renee Group.
Renee Group for legal counsel services. I guess I should say for a monthly retainer of $2,400 per month.
Yeah, right. Be okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Any public comment? Seeing none, hearing none. Please take a vote.
Commissioner Tompkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Tinkler,
Yes.
Commissioner Short,
Yes.
Chair Wilson.
Yes.
And thank you, Bob, for the service you've given this authority.
Again and again and again and again and again. So, yes, I like I said in closed session, I've been around Bob for a good number of years. Was with the city, then with the county, then with the city, and back and forth, and with multiple agencies. And so he has been a great service to our community as a whole. He is not completely retired and unplugged. He is still going with Eureka and one other, the airport authority. So he still has a few irons in the fire. He hasn't yet fully divested himself from all of us, but I know we will still enjoy his presence in our community and with our local activities. Today, we thank you. And that brings us to the end, the adjournment, and we will adjourn this meeting and we will reconvene at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. And once again, please come and enjoy. To that, we are adjourned.